All right, let's just get right into it. If you're in marketing or content, you know your world is absolutely flooded with AI right now. But let's be real, beyond all the hype, what's the actual plan to stay ahead? How do you go from just using these tools to really truly mastering them? Well, today we're going to cut through all that noise and lay out a clear, strategic path to get you to AI proficiency for 2025.
Okay, this quote right here, it just says it all, doesn't it? The fear, the anxiety, it's not really about some robot taking your job. It's about another person, someone who's figured out how to use AI, taking your job. The real threat isn't the tech itself. It's the professional who's already learned how to make it work for them.
And look, this isn't some far-off futuristic thing. It is happening right now. Seriously, the market is practically screaming for these skills. Job postings that mention AI have shot up 21 times. That is a massive, massive change, and it's totally reshaping what employers are looking for in pretty much every single role. So that brings us to our first big idea here, the AI skill imperative. We've got to understand why right now is the moment to act. I mean, this isn't just about getting ahead anymore. It's really becoming about survival. So let's break down exactly why this moment is so critical. And here's the crucial point. Being proficient in AI, it's not a nice-to-have skill anymore. It's not some bonus you can just add to your resume. It's quickly becoming the new baseline for what it means to be competent in marketing and content. Think about it. It's as fundamental as knowing your way around a spreadsheet or a CMS. It's just expected.
And the payoff for getting on board with this? It's immediate. People who are actually using generative AI are saving on average 1.75 hours every single day. Just think about that. That's almost a full workday you get back every week. Time that you can finally pull away from all the tedious stuff and pour into the high-value, strategic, creative work that actually, moves the needle.
Okay, so the need is crystal clear. You get it. But where do you even start? The market for AI education has just exploded. It feels like this chaotic maze of courses, workshops, and masterclasses, and they're all promising to make you an expert overnight. Honestly, it's just overwhelming.
And that leads to the million-dollar question, right? With all these options flying at you, how do you possibly choose the right path for you? How do you cut through the noise and find a learning plan that's actually going to deliver real results for your career?
Well, the trick is to stop seeing the market as just one big mess and instead break it down into 4 distinct tiers. First, you've got your foundational programs. Think of this as the on-ramp, just for basic literacy. Then there are strategic masterclasses. That's like the command center for leaders. You've got applied skill development, which is the creative studio for practitioners, the people doing the work. And finally, specialized workshops. That's your deep dive for very specific niche problems.
And this table really maps that whole landscape out. So for instance, a free course from Google or HubSpot, perfect for getting the basics down. But a team lead, they're going to need that high-level strategic framework from a place like Harvard. Meanwhile, a designer needs those hands-on creative skills you'd get from Maven or Adobe. The key takeaway here is super simple. Your specific role is what should dictate your learning path. But what if you could just bypass that maze entirely? You see, after looking at all these different programs, a sort of unified curriculum starts to emerge. Think of it as the de facto standard for what you actually need to know. These are the 5 core pillars that really form the foundation of true AI mastery, and it doesn't matter which course you end up choosing. And here they are, the 5 pillars. This is basically your roadmap. First up, advanced prompt engineering. Then, multimodal workflow orchestration. That's just a fancy way of saying using different AI tools together. Third is AI-powered strategic analysis. Now, number 4 is absolutely crucial, critical evaluation and human refinement. And that's all backed up by number 5, ethical governance and implementation. This is it. This is the complete toolkit.
I really want to pause on pillar 4 for a second, because this is the one where humans are completely irreplaceable. This is all about taking what the AI gives you, that first draft, and infusing it with your unique human experience, your expertise, your authority, and trustworthiness, your EEAT. This is how you make content that actually stands out and builds real trust, something an AI by itself can never, ever do.
Okay, so you've got the 5 pillars, you've got the skills, but how do you actually put them into practice day to day? Well, that's where this human-in-the-loop playbook comes in. And it's all about a fundamental shift in your role. You're not just a maker of content anymore. You're becoming a director of creativity.
So here's what that new workflow actually looks like in practice. It's 4 simple steps. Step 1, you use AI as your research assistant for ideas and discovery. Step 2, AI acts as your draftsman, generating outlines and first drafts. But step 3, this is the most critical part. You, the human, step in as the strategist. You're fact-checking, you're infusing that unique value. And then, for step 4, you can hand it back to the AI to be the finisher, for proofreading and reformatting.
And this quote just perfectly sums up the new reality. Your value isn't measured by how fast you can type or how much you can produce. It's measured by the intelligence of your questions, your prompts, and the originality of the human insight you bring to the table. Your strategic thinking, that is your new superpower.
Okay, so once you've mastered this new workflow, what's next? Because knowing how to use the tools is really only half the story. We also have to get ready for the massive paradigm shift that AI is causing in how people find information to begin with. The game is just fundamentally changing. For the last 20 years, SEO has been all about one thing: winning the user's click on a results page. But the new goal? It's about winning the AI's citation. We're moving from search engine optimization to answer engine optimization, or AEO. It's all about becoming the trusted, authoritative source that the AI uses to formulate its answers.
So how do you actually win in this new age of AEO? Well, it starts with creating fact-rich, super-structured content that an AI can easily parse and understand. You've got to be radically transparent with things like your pricing and processes. And you have to build authority not just on your website, but everywhere, across all your platforms, because AI looks for that consensus to figure out who's trustworthy.
You know, when you pull it all together, it all points to one really powerful conclusion. AI isn't replacing you, it's promoting you. Your role is evolving. You're moving from being a hands-on producer, totally focused on output, to being a strategic director focused on insight, on quality, and on creative vision.
And so that really leaves us with one final crucial question to think about. As this technology keeps evolving, the choice is becoming clearer every single day. So, are you going to be a producer of content, or are you ready to be a director of creativity? Because the path you choose now is what will define the entire future of your career.